They say pressure. What pressure? It's more about privilege. Another way, speaking of the privileged, not so privileged scoreline for Orlando Pirates fans. Skukuna United having wrapped up in opening day. We went for Eric Tinkler. That's impressive. Well, for Leshona Siema's old team, he'll be up against that man. Speaking about the average age of the side, he wanted a youthful-looking team with an age average of 27.8. Up against old faces and old foes, Andre Aronson, Grant Johnson to help out. Leshona Siema. Well, it's a bit of a false start after that referee. That was an offside there. All right, a bit of an awkward start. Hopefully it's not an awkward ending as well. Attacking the goals from right to left are the visitors. Golden Arrows led by Thokozani Khumalo. 1Siwelele Samasokolada from left to right on your screen. In between goals will be Ricardo Kos alongside me with the super voice and the elegant mind of being a former striker and creator. Is Dogzen Amanda Dlamini. This is Zulu. We also got the legendary Masondo. Agreed in the name of champion, Miss Amanda Dlamini.
Mr. Shoo. Such an honor to be here, especially on Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day,
yeah,
man.
Shout out to all the women on our broadcast channels, man. It's so good to be here.
Well, she mentioned Mr. Shishish, I'm the man. I'm hoping for a lot of sugar today. We're hoping to give you an overdose of sugar. As we just take in, I mean, we were watching the game, one of the newer faces there in Jones Company. By the way, about 3 debutants, Company, Makwane, and Mukem Kwanazi for 1Siwelele. Driving into the stadium, the area was buzzing. There was a bit of a hum as well. And moments before, not even moments, like maybe an hour, 30 minutes before kickoff, the fans started trickling in and you could just hear the stadium begin to shake. It's a rumble in the jungle.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. It feels like a homecoming, doesn't it?
It does.
But of course, I think everybody's just excited for this first game for 1Siwelele FC. And I guess the Coach Siema with a big, massive role to play in terms of just integrating the players and knowing the style that the 1Siwelele fans love to play.
In fact, as well, I should just improve on my earlier sessions. Arrows from left to right by the looks of it, and 1Siwelele right to left. Excitement is plenty, not just on the pitch as well, not on the commentary. And hit the nail on the head that the fact that it is such a buzz at the stadium, a sensational touch from Nelarapo. Man who is an AFCON winner at under 20. Will want to let himself known to the 1Siwelele fans. He was a firm favorite out in Pretoria, but that's a very far place from where we are, far detached. This is a new dawn. This is a new dance.
Yeah, and I think the players should really take on the opportunity to really try and resettle into the league. But of course, I think players like Rapo have been quite impressive for national duty. But also Morale at Kosafo was quite impressive as well. So another opportunity in top flight football, and this is no better place to be at 1Siwelele FC. The crowd is with them, and hopefully they can give them the results.
Pilani Khumalo on his right-hand side looks to make an early impact. Former Royal AM Reserves player, moved the year 2024 to join Wanderers. One of several players, in fact, that has seen Golden Arrows, a scouting network spread across the Vodacom League. They've brought in very exciting players, we are being told, out of kickoff, according to Coach Mangoba Mneti. Some of the names that were brought in from the Midlands Wanderers. Khumalo is playing from the off, and Kantakasa. Alwande Poisoners, Famovela, Mafuleka, the cross will trickle all the way for a throw-in. Vincent Pule, what kind of season are we going to get from Mr. V. Pule? Because I think last season it was not his campaign at all. Struggled with injury, struggled to assert himself in the then Gavin Hunt-led side, and even under Andre Arendse wasn't really getting the minutes that he would have desired when he left Pirates.
Yeah, 100%. I think for Pule, he just really needs to work in terms of just staying fit. He's one of those players who are quite injury prone, but you can see already from the onset, he's one of those exciting players on the wing. Accuracy in terms of delivering those crosses, but a player like 1Siwelele then needs to make sure that he avails himself so that there is productivity and contribution.
You know, you mentioned 1Siwelele and Pule. It is so easy to just go back and look what SuperSport did, but this is not SuperSport.
Yeah.
This is 1Siwelele. It's a different identity and entity. It's literally almost an unknown quantity, but there is some familiarity to it. That's a lot of ETs that are just right.
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting because I know a team like 1Siwelele FC, also quite a super sports team that played a flat 4-4-2, relying heavily on the wings. Now you have a coach like Coach Siema.
Beautiful first touch, lays it off, but what follows thereafter cannot be described in the same sentence as beautiful.
Yeah, good movements from Golden Arrows, but of course they need to be a lot more consistent in terms of their attack. And yeah, just to pick up on that point where 1Siwelele FC is concerned, now it's a contrast of Coach Siema now introducing his identity. He's a coach that really loves to go on the offense, doesn't really like to have that patient build-up from the back. But we'll see what he has to offer, because now he needs to balance whatever his identity is with the playing personnel that he has.
Picked up as well. Siema looking to put his stamp on this team already early on, going with a back three. That's what he did at Skukuna United. The likes of Coutinho, beg your pardon, the likes of the DR Congo man, as well as other veteran defenders. As this move develops so nicely on the right-hand side, but still doesn't just give the necessary. I'm talking about Daniel Cardoso, by the way, Trezo, Chihuahua, Siposonke Langa. Those were some of the players he would rely on in that back three. But now he's got Mkwanazi, Mobi, and Ndebele. By the way, Muslim Mkwanazi, age of 35. Amanda Dlaminian, for you at home, if you do not remember him much, he's a man that has plenty of footballing experience, but not high-level footballing experience in the last couple of years, from a Bloemfontein Celtic man as well. But at 35, is it a bridge too far for him? Stumbles, but keeps his footing. Sianda Ndlovu.
I had to think a little bit about Mkwanazi there.
I saw you.
Because it's almost like they say, the older you get, the more mature you are. But in that defensive role, sometimes with the young players that we have in the league, there's a little bit of, you know, those concerns of whether you'll be able to keep up with the pace, the standard of the top flight football as well. But he's an experienced player, and I think most of the work that he has to do is to make sure that he shows his leadership, but also the guidance, dishing out the instruction and making sure that he organizes that back four very early.
He's going to have good help in Nico Mobi and Siandewele.
Yeah,
would know each other quite well, so let's see how it all plays out. It's decked out quite nicely for an exciting evening.
Yeah, of course. I think we were a little bit concerned when we didn't see the fans trickling in, but of course, another sold-out affair.
I was chilled, Amanda. You were nervous. I was chilled. I know how they roll out here in Bloom. That was a question of a foul on Sivir Makitikiti. But Matawa got zero response on the turn. There's Mshongo. As referee, there's nothing to see. Ricardo Goss manages a smile. He's also got a point to prove, I'd like to think. Last season was not. I mean, it must have been almost like a dagger to the heart to be sitting there week in, week out, and be part of a culture and a team that could not buy wins.
And I think our goalkeeper of his stature and the qualities that he has, I mean, you just saw the distribution on the screen. He can almost release the attackers immediately from just one pass, bypassing the midfield. And you need to use a goalkeeper who has that kind of accuracy and distribution. Chance for Bafana, best 10 there.
to entertain on that far side. I really love the comments of Mangoba Mngeti saying that I see a packed stadium, or it's soon to be a packed stadium. I'm here to steal their hearts. Literally professed it, and he said, watch South Africa. I'm cooking something that will capture not only Bloem, Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape as well. He's going on a country-wide tour by the looks of it. It is football. If we can revive the Y2K type of football back in the 2000s, likes of Sibek or Sitole, wow, that'll be exciting to watch.
No, indeed, we need to see that golden arrows of Bafana Best 10.
Yeah, the real Bafana Best 10 among Bit of a cagey start early on.
I think both teams really just wanting to assert themselves. Haven't really found any team that is willing to just pull the ball down a little bit and take the control. Maybe still early jitters. It's always good to start as well on a high note and get a goal very soon. But of course, I think golden arrows with the better chances on transition. And hopefully we can get to settle a bit, and let's see what both these teams have been cooking.
Pre-season is done. Now you got to walk the walk. Enough of the talk. Here's now Rapo. Looks for an ball to find Sivio Makitikid, which is what we'll do really well. I think they've got plenty of legs in their attacking force in Said and Makitikidi. Both lovers of running into the channel. By the way, an interesting fun fact for you. Here's some food for thought for you. Golden Arrows have not lost in the last 2 seasons on the opening day of the season, in the league anyway. Won 2-0 against Stellenbosch last season, drew 1-1 against Morocco Swallows the season thereafter. In fact, you have to go all the way back to 2022-23 when they lost 2-0 against Abafana Basepi. Not bad at all. 23 games over the course of their stay since 2015. So that's a pretty impressive opening day record, but that's the past. We're in the here and now. That's past already. Yeah. Sort of attempted flick on by Company. You can sense some nerves in the crowd. It is not as boisterous as we would have thought, and it is representing the cagey start we are seeing on the pitch. It's translating into the stands. But they continue to stand, by the way. First corner of the game. It's an in-swinger, delicious looking one. So much fire behind it. Ooh, he felt that one. Hey, SOS. Call in the medics. Betty.
Yeah, Khumalo had to take one for the team. Great defense from Golden Arrows, employing a mixed mark tactic in terms of defending that corner. But you better trust Vincent Pule from that edge of the box. He's definitely going to unleash one of those. And yeah, Khumalo just taking one on the ribs.
That's a welcome to the big stage.
Yeah.
Pila and Khumalo. At the age of 24, I think is one that still can be molded. Mangoba Mngeti sees as a supreme talent, because he is very good at identifying youth stars.
And I mean, you mentioned Midlands Wanderers FC. 6 players signed or recruited from Midlands FC. And for me, it's just another opportunity for KZN players in terms of recruitment, in terms of development, to have an opportunity. There's Durban City, there's Arrows as well, who are in the mix of things, Amazulu.
Amazulu as well, yeah.
It's Midlands FC. Welcome to the big league.
I always wanted to ask you this, because you're from that part of the country, and you would know the footballing grassroots level and higher up. I think I've seen over the course of the last 5 years, KZN football start losing its identity. Many people, or many fans, when I meet them at various stadiums and cities, as he twists and turns out of his way, there's Khumalo, say that I'm not quite sure what Amazulu style is. I'm not sure what Golden Arrows, their way of operating. How about Richards Bay? And you know what? You can't really knock them for that. from what we've seen in the past to what we're getting now, I think there's a bit of a transition period happening out in the Kingdom of KwaZulu.
Yeah, certainly. And I think if it is that you really want to survive in the league, at some point you have to sort of go into foreign territories. And back then, I think the KZN-based teams used to thrive in just unearthing local talent from Lamontville that really had the identity of the bigger clubs.
What do you love? There's plenty of players here, plenty of green grass here. It's Saida! Big block for Edward Maopa. Finally called into action. We haven't seen him too much.
Good run from Saile indeed. He will have to do that a little bit more. He loves to go down on that wing and cut inside.
And here's Vincent. Pule looks to just sneak it in, cushion it in the path of Nel Rampo. 1Siwelele. Get the gears going. The green jerseys concentrated in good areas, but none were found by that ball. Just to go back to that point before we get there, here's a real talking point. That run from into out by Saile. The angle was slightly against him, talking.
Yeah, slightly against him, but he enjoys those 1v1 situations as long as a ball like Kamobi played just behind the defenders to force them to turn. And I think immediately once you think he's going for a cross, cuts inside, just needs to have a little bit of more accuracy for goal.
To put a full stop on the progression or lack thereof of football out in KZN, Arrows finished 12th last season with a points tally of 31. But they failed to finish in the top 8 in the last 4 seasons. Something we were quite familiar with years gone by, just to prove that point.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with the DDC as well, there's that conveyor belt that's there, and you certainly can tap into it. But how much of time do you give the youngsters to really settle in? Because the league is so highly demanding. So I think for KZN teams, it's really to just go back to their identity. School sports as well has been down quite in KZN, and I think we need to sort of uplift those elements as well.
All the way past the opening quarter. Fun-filled, feverish football. Not that from Keenan Phillips. And you spoke about identity. This is their identity. This is what they do best. This is what they know. Oh, kumnati man. There's Bayaleko, man. It is so good to have football back in this part of the country. I mean, you saw in the Toyota Cup when Chiefs was down here playing, even games before that, it was packed. When Bafana as well, at some point, not so long ago, it was packed. So, yeah.
At this point in time, I think we need to initiate an award for the best crowd, the best fans of the season.
I like where you're going with that.
We saw at Orlando how packed it was. 1Siwelele, I think, amongst the best in the world, to be honest.
That ball against Tutuzo Mshongo. Big season for 24-year-old Ndu, because he didn't start a game last season, played 4 off the bench as a sub, so can also feature at right back if needed. So I think his versatility will really help the cause this season and help his cause personally.
Yeah, 100%. And I think if it is that you're a team like 1Siwelele FC under, I guess, SuperSport back then, if you're going to lose a player like Ocon in such a crucial position, and I think Rapport at some point tried to play in that centre-back position with a defensive 6, now coming out on the left back. Great versatility, but I worry for his energy and the discipline, especially alongside a Campani. They're definitely going to need to be a little bit disciplined, especially when they go on offense.
Just to add to that beautiful idea you did have. How about new innovation? That's what our league is about. That's what our football is about. And then introduce to you Sbonise and win with Bedway. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google. If you're watching from home and wondering why the stadium looks extra colorful, the season's all thanks to the Betway Sbonise and Win campaign. And trust us, it's going to be fan show up for the Betway Premiership. Show up and show off. Here's Campani showing up. He's closest to the back post. Big save there from Malva. But the ball still kisses the roof of the net. 1Siwelele, like they dreamt it yesterday. It's a dream come true. Siviwa Makitikiti. Put Matawa with the money move. That's sing a ding ding. We have lift off in the City of Roses.
Yeah, it had to be Makitikiti. Very instrumental in that build-up or leading up to that goal. A front press initiated by him, forcing those errors on the defenders, getting that turnover and absolutely punishing those mistakes. So Shitolo, with his experience, he gets caught. A high press, and of course, if you have the likes of Kampani Lungu lurking there, or a ball to play for Pule. But once again, that second ball, very well deserved, falling on Makitikiti, who initially started the whole move.
Moreover can count himself unlucky, but he palmed it right in front of Siviwa Makitikiti, who said, "Me say thanks." Blasted it into the roof of the net, and the first goal in the new Lekrono Losema and 1Siwelele era belongs to Siviwa Makitikiti. Put Matawa. It's 1, the home team 0, Golden Arrows, and it all started from that mistake by Edwin Shitolo of all players. Lungu's vision, exceptional, exemplary. Another mistake. Pule, he's going to make it a double from an import. Oh, he does! My goodness! The redemption of Vincent Pule has begun. And the story of 1Siwelele continues. It's true. 1Siwelele and no Golden Arrows. His promises are being found to have been falling short. Another mistake.
Another mistake indeed from Golden Arrows. Once again, it's that front press. Look at those diagonal runs that the two, Lungu and the Pule, forcing once again those mistakes from the likes of Manchiane, Giane, Shitolo, all caught unawares. They are forcing those errors, turning those turnovers into their advantage, and once again punishing those mistakes.
That is such a difficult finish from Vincent Pule. Says, "Come on, I'm back." It's the rebirth of V. Pule. Is it V for Vendetta? A mistake on the right, and then poor Keenan Phillips ends up in the net, but to round the keeper, then with his weaker right foot, put it probably one of only 2 places he could have put it. Killer finish.
What a finish.
What a finish. Lungu has been sensational, Kampani Lungu. He's been involved in both goals. 8 minutes before half an hour. Is it gone for Golden Arrows? Because judging off the score lines that we've seen today, not too many teams have been able to come back after 2-0.
It's not easy at all, but this is the kind of start that 1Siwelele FC really would have wanted the fans as well, to keep them in the game, to keep them energized. And there's no way, but to really indeed force things or force matters, you have to make sure that you pile the pressure on the opposition.
Surely this is not what Mangoba Mneti would have practiced during the week, have envisaged during the week, but is currently experiencing on the weekend. And they're loving it out there in the stands, I can tell you. A third, I think, Amanda, the roof might just cave in here.
And we're here for all of it, man.
Two mistakes, 2 goals. That's efficient. That's punishing your foes at the highest degree. And now I wonder about the sort of confidence levels at the back. The likes of Shitola, Komara and Gianni, include Mahova as well in there. See that first touch as an errant one. Is he slightly just losing a bit of composure, and it's feeding to the rest of the team perhaps? And let's see what happens. There's still plenty of football to play, mind you. Campani, Rapo, the whole Super Sport connection. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the players that started today will work. It's a beautiful work there. Will work for 1Siwelele and the way he likes to play football. He loves bombarding wingers. He wants fullbacks that have stamina up and down.
Absolutely, you have to play to the personnel strengths, and that's what Vincent Pule can give you. Kampani Lungu as well can give you the overlapping runs from Rapport. They're doing extremely well to make sure that that high press continues to go on. They're setting the traps for golden arrows. And I think if it is that you're Coach Siema as well, you have to know your opposition coach. And a coach like Coach Mangoba really loves that progressive build-up, loves to build up from the back, but it has to be really seamless.
It's been less there of Ndlovu, less than Kampani. Shiba Pule, hungry, looks fitter as well. Because hopefully he can have an injury-free season. There's still a player in there. Given as well the number 10 shirt, following in the likes of Siabonga Nkosi, or the famous green and white of Bloom Celtics. 1Siwelele Sama Sokolara, the original Baba. That's more like it. At least they're pinning them back into an area where they can build and transfer some pressure. 1Siwelele FC, like I said, a third different team participating in the Betway Premiership this season. We're yet to see what Devon City can do. Over College has a losing start, good looking shot. And left-footed attempt by Nkankazwane. Ricardo Goss will gobble those up all day. Just took a little bit of a bobble.
A good spell for Golden Arrows, just camping a little bit in the opposition's half in that final third. Intricate passes, the short passes in between, the combination play, getting a shot on target. And I think that's what they need to do. Remain a little bit compact, just deny them the spaces. And when they get that quick transition up top, they need to also be very clinical.
Something as well that just occurred to me, Amanda, this score shouldn't really, I think maybe 2, 1, These players know each other. They've trained with each other for months. And they're different banner, yes. But it's not like building from ground zero for 1Siwelele. He's not getting 7, 8 different players and he has to hone into a team. These are guys that roomed together, ate together, bled together previously, but now they bleed for him.
Yeah, and you have to have that relationship between players and, of course, the coach. It's all about the trust. And once you get the buy-in from the players, they'll do anything for you.
Bit of confidence by the away side, the side trailing. As soon as I say that, it's back to send and back where you came from. Of course, if you do not know the history of this new version of 1Siwelele, at the end of the 24-25 season, they purchased the top flight status of now defunct Matsatsantsa Pretoria, being Super Sport United. It campaigned in 29 successive seasons in the Premier Soccer League. Lungu back in it again, number 45, who's following up. Saide! Outside of the upright. Got a little bit of a touch. Maybe that's what saved Mahova.
Good touch indeed from goalkeeper Mahova, who I thought was actually quite impeded. Too many bodies in front of him. A good cutback from Lungu. Finding Saile running onto it, and that's the best position to be, running onto the ball, but just doesn't really connect with it.
be a dream come true if Bushem Kwanazi were to get a third of his return. Goes nowhere near him. It goes near. Far side for a throw-in. The pressure dissipating it all. And he come heads now to arrows.
Yeah.
And need the likes of Shitolo, Phillips, Gianni, Manciani, chance to calm things down. We still can play. We're still a good team. It's still early doors. Too long for Lungu. Rapo jumping in there as well. Hurling himself was Kumalo. Beautiful touch. Now Keenan Phillips for the first time. There's some open space for Siandan Kovu. His cross trickles towards a dangerous area, but nothing more than medium to rare, really, the danger status. After half an hour, 2 goals that have rocked the foundations of Golden Arrows and have rocked the foundations of the Dr. 1Siwelele Stadium. First severe Makitikiti, and then Vincent Pule. Arrows did have a warning shot not so long ago from Tankazwane. The only real notable chance they've created that has tested Ricardo Goss. Other than that, it's been all green and white on the red carpet. Too eager there. But I think that's exactly what you speak about. Players looking to bleed for the badge. Run through walls. Looks like a reinvigorated Vincent Pule. Phillips. Looking cross, Goss gathers the cross. Been really impressed by the work of Company. On this left-hand side, his combination with Neo Rapo has really created all sorts of havoc, wreaked havoc in the Golden Arrows defense. How big a miss is Junior Dion going to be for them as well? Because it is in such situations as the ball trickles out for a goal kick that you need your experience, that you need mental fortitude and a good attitude as well attached. Matai Vorian is not part of today's matchday squad due to working visa issues. A couple of players as well that are not here today in Ndwandwe and Msomi are injured.
I think a striker who really knows how to work within his box. It's just that work rate for me, but also very clinical in front of goal. But of course, a commando goes into that place, and the coach did say that there's a lot of injuries. Some of the experienced players that are yet to come back. If you look at that starting 11, there's only about 4 players who have been part of that consistent lineup of the Golden Arrows of 2 seasons back. So the debutants, 3 debutants in the starting 11, and that means the momentum and the fluidity that we know of Golden Arrows maybe is a little bit too soon to try and call it at the moment.
Goss not happy with something there. Keepers are never happy, by the way. A bunch to please. Goss is not happy at all. Keeps shouting and screaming, and I'm sure you can pick it up on his wall and defense. Maybe he's not happy with the distance, but Pilani Kumalo will look to exploit whatever weakness that he still feels uncomfortable with. It's a good looking ball to the back post, misses all in sundry. Steaming in was Tamba Mantiane.
Good ball indeed delivered, searching for Mantiane at the back post. Kwanazi just misses it. Fortunately for him, doesn't get that touch.
we saw Vincent Bule a bit earlier on. You look at his stats last season, played 23 games in all competitions, the majority of those that we had expect in the league. That's 19 appearances, no goals recorded in any of those 19 games. He only had 2 assists. Speaking of assists, he's going to be an assist maker, but the ball is assisted away from danger by Neorapo. He's having a very good half, is he?
Yeah, just caught at the right place just to evade that danger. It's always just about positioning. Does really well not to be too out wide and just to tuck in to make sure that opposition is in front of him, other than being caught blindsided.
He could have easily as well ended up in the top corner. We've seen some really spectacular own goals. By the way, first own goal of the season accredited to Sekwane Morane of Orbit College. Like the indemnity of being the first man to collaborate with OG. Pass by RG, Ricardo Goss. And the first red card of the season belongs to Edgar Manaka. And for Caleb's here, 39th minute, he was sent off against Richards Bay. Surely this is a chance for Kumalo. And he sees his moment and the bright lights go up in smoke for the former Midlands Wanderers player. It would have been a wondrous start to his Golden Arrows career.
Yeah, I think a big opportunity missed here by Golden Arrows. Just picks it up right at the perfect spot, but clearly doesn't really have that sense of urgency with players coming on to sort of put on pressure. But you cannot miss those.
Please let the keeper make the save. Speaking of keepers, by the way, here's an interesting fact for you. Cape Town City goalkeeper Darren Keat was the only ever present player in the Betway Premiership last season, featuring in every minute of his side's campaign. Did you know that? He has, of course, since moved to Durban City. Will look to continue a run of having played every league game for his club since September of 2023. They say the best ability is, or the best ability is availability.
Great consistency as well.
It's such a specialized department, the goalkeeping. Berth, nice touch by Makitiketi. Just leaves the ball behind. In the meantime, Jape Moralo. Someone's TKO. And so the new man, Omar Komara. Oh, got a knee to the chin there. If he gets up from that unscathed, that's what you call a chin not made of glass, or rather granite.
I think also this is just one of those little indications that Golden Arrows don't seem to have their shape correctly in this match, or maybe in this first half, because you cannot be running into each other's spaces like that. I mean, he's coming from a very defensive centre-back position into that midfield where likes of Zwane are there. Give him a little bit of room. Yes, the second ball is there, but you don't have to travel that far. So it's always just about timing those runs, getting into each other's zones, but giving each other internal distances.
Man signed from FC San Pedro back in July. Also really honed his football with ASEC Mimosa under 19. And you will see a common thread. Stocky and myself take you through the goal's mistakes that were heavily punished. The cross from Lungu, pinpoint, precise, Makitikiti like any striker. Right place at the right time.
Yeah. And you have to be just hovering around that 18-yard box to make sure that when those opportunities come, you're there.
And the second one, Vincent Bule was the most alert. Where was the defending there from Arrows? I see that, but it was a turnover. Yeah. They were not really sort of in shape and form at all. As a flag floats across. Is that even a flag? No, that's more of a paper. Ooh, printed all that paper. Hey! But it's a party nonetheless. Out here in the city of roses, but it's proving a thorny issue for Golden Arrows. Nice touch. They add balloons as well to the party. Scarves, which gives me a chance again to finish that earlier story about the Bedway Sponies and Win campaign. Fans stand a chance to win just by rocking up in the boldest and most creative club regalia. Yep, you heard it correctly. Go crazy, but not too crazy. It's all about the passion, the colors, the vibe. And Bedway is rewarding fans for its Sponies and Win. Gets that a chance to win 30,000, especially if you're Betway account. Ooh. Yeah, took his mouth literally almost dropped to the floor. He said, "Can we enter?" They said, "No, you work here." All right, sorry. Just joking.
And how I wish they could see themselves on the big screen, and maybe just to,
great point,
you know, just for them to see themselves and who probably will have the best regalia, but also just the sound effects at the stadium is absolutely out of this world.
Oh, football is back. How we've missed the back like you never left. Or as the youth say, back Chengong Kono. Phillips. Five to play before referee's half-time whistle. It's absolutely breezed by this half.
But certainly with lots of areas of improvements. Even from 1Siwelele FC, who's leading to 0, you're expecting a little bit of maturity in how they control the match. Game management, as we would say. Just someone to put, you know, the ball, it's telling a man's. You know, just put your foot on the ball and try to control things, dictate terms. You are in the lead. But obviously get into those crucial areas if you are going on the fence. But for Golden Arrows as well, they need to be a little more threatening.
But there's still plenty of football to come. Mangoba is a very, very good coach and a good tactician and man manager, so he will want to be managing his players and their game plan minute by minute, and I'm sure we will see an improved second half from the Traveling's Tender Nation. Got a couple of good free kicks out of 1Siwelele, but they've not used it. Yes, Kumalo, another delicious and inviting delivery. That's his second. Oh.
The precision, the weight of the pass, and just really delivering it on that sweet spot. Because it's something that they've learned, a routine, a training. The players need to be expecting it. It's the second time and it's falling at the same place. The likes of Wanchiane, they need to get there. Kumalo as well, get there, because they know it's going to be one of those late boxes all the way in the far post.
And I already picked up, they're trying to go for the far post run of Tema Wanchiane every time. And it's almost worked twice, but almost doesn't count. Here's central defensive midfielder Nhlanhla Zwane. Dispossessed is a man who's high up in Sianda Ndlovu. Referee Mkhwenda Otobela's whistle brings it all to an abrupt stop. It's because Preleboile Mkhwane is snapping at his heels. Yes, Makiti. Feet, footwork, Makiti. Even cramped there, man. Was never comfortable, by the way. Yeah. The calves or the hamstrings there.
Breaks that offside line very well as Makiti. Just a quick burst of acceleration in between Gianni and Shitolo, once again penetrating through the center backs. And yeah, it's that time of the season. Pre-season is always hectic, and if you play your first match, first half like this for Makiti, certainly running his socks off.
Promising striker is the young man. He's already affected this game. Of course, early season form may be crucial for many sides as they look to build momentum quickly. It's perhaps most important at the foot of the table, where a bad start can mean a season of struggle. Conversely, positive results at the beginning of the campaign can work as a tonic as well for change. You've had just under 12 goals opening weekend, 423 by the way, across the 210 games the Betway Prem last season. That's an average of about what, 2.01. There's Makitikiti back up on his feet and back up leading the charge. Haven't seen too much of 1Siwelele. He sort of floated in and out of the game. Still possesses a threat, and that's why can't find a cross. I think the first half has really belonged to this man, the Zambian Lungu. Today going by the name of Jones, by the way, Jones Kampani. Kampani Jones Lungu. I think with Neo Rapo as well, Khape Moralo has done his work quietly for pound across the individual battles on the pitch. 1Siwelele FC have come up trumps. Quick one to you, Amanda. Just your thoughts on the half that we have seen as the drive forward through skipper Gladwin Shutolo. The ace is loaded in 1Siwelele FC's favor. We'll get to that. Here's the ever-traveling, fast-moving Lungu. Questions of a pen. Referee Buhlebenda Wachobela at the Suruklok. Uskabwama Kantate, yellow card. What do you say?
I mean, there's
I think that looks like a penalty there.
Yeah, that should have been a penalty. So we're very lucky. You can clearly see that there was contact from behind, and that momentum really throwing a Kampani Lungu off. I thought that should have been a penalty.
I concur, my learned colleague. I think he got caught from the back because there was no way the defender was going to get to the ball from the position which he was in, and he clipped Kampani going down, but referee Chobela saw it the other way.
Yeah,
Guess that's the proverbial shoe on the other foot. Moralo, Kampani, pinch by Ndlovu. We need to pinch one before a half-time whistle. Not like that. It's blasted handsomely and away. I can't repeat what he just said. Cannot repeat what he just said.
well, we just said this is my house and we can go all day.
This is my house. Mastandi. And then for 1Siwelele FC, quick summarization of the half for both teams.
Good start for 1Siwelele FC, taking full advantage of the home crowd, the 12th man, capitalizing on some crucial mistakes from Golden Arrows. Golden Arrows a little bit rattled. They need to find their identity and make sure that they impose themselves.
Indeed, and it's those mistakes that 1Siwelele FC fans and the team will be hoping will be dished out to them, and they will continue to pounce. Makitikiti and Vincent Pule, the two goal scorers, but it's been a team effort. The likes of Kampani, Rapo, Nkwanazi, and as well Moralo. You've seen the spine of 1Siwelele FC really work. While for Golden Arrows, it's back to the drawing board, not exactly the way envisaged. It's 2-0 at half time.
Amazing is turning your lounge into a stadium. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
This is it, where hearts break, hopes rise, and heroes are made. It's Crystal Palace! It's Salah! The Reds are back on their
It's
press.
on for the season's first silverware, the FA Community Shield. Sunday, 10 August, on the world's best football package, DSTV Compact.
Mamelodi Sundowns draw first flag.
Ay, suka, how sind sie aus hier von USC? Simple as that.
Thank you, members of the media, for joining us, and thank you, Coach. Coach, if you can just take us through your perspective on the match.
Two of our players, I'm not going to tell you the name, but they were already thinking the league is gone.
If I were cause in hearing saying it's over, I would fire him on the spot.
Why choose when you can have both? Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion, powered by black carbon for 48-hour moisture and a long-lasting dark wood fragrance. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin. Try new Nivea Men Deep Extreme with a fresh, energizing fragrance.
Our fuel can go in this car, that car, the one only you dig, and cars that actually do dig, in the cars that float, even cars that fly. So no matter what you drive, ride or fly, we have the right fuel for you. Choose Astron Energy Cortec fuel for your drive today. 4-in-1 technology in every drop for every engine. With over 850 forecourts in the next few years, we are South Africa's next biggest fuel brand. Welcome to Astron Energy.
Saturday, August 9th, Las Vegas hosts a pair of UFC middleweights. Our striker, Roman Dolidze, looks for his 4th win in a row, while Anthony Fluffy Hernandez intends to make it 8 straight. Plus, a flyweight thriller.
Oh, what a shot. Oh, that's it. Steve Ursag down with a bang.
You do not want to miss UFC Fight Night, Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez on the 9th of August. Proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best.
Here comes that mood again. That drop it low like our 54th birthday prices mood with deals like LG 9kg Vivace front load washing machine at 7,999, save 4,000 rand. Or LG 9kg washer 5kg dryer combo at 8,999, save 4,000 rand. So if you want to keep the party going, then someone's in a macro mood.
What a first half of football from the new club in the PSL, 1Siwelele FC, 2-0 up. The stats are impressive. 5 shots on target, 2 the back of the net. They are dominating, Shorty.
They are dominating because there's fluidity in terms of the players that are there. They know each other. You know, Abo Kampani, Abo Rapo, all of those players know each other, and they have a coach that understands young players, how to stimulate and get the best out of them, Ngosiema, because he didn't mess things up. He didn't change too many things. Goss knows that if I'm under pressure, send it forward because there's players that are going to be running down the flanks. Kampani Lungu is that player. Well, Johnson now, he's able to do that.
There was a lot for him to work on in terms of how SuperSport United played last season. They only won 6 games. So far, they're looking like a team that could go on and win this one, but there's still 45 more minutes to come. This is how they put themselves into a 2-0 advantage, and it starts out with the first of those goals, and that goal is the one that's scored by Siviwe Magidi. But the mistake here by Gianni, stolen the ball, and the pressure's on.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have your players to be able to counter-press and force mistakes from the defensive line. Gianni there took his time, but yet again, after being stolen that ball, I think the good ball being played inside the box, finds Pule on the far post. Still, bringing it back, Magidi was still free. And here, you have plenty of time to be able to play the ball out. But yet again, you want to start from the back, and then the ball gets stolen. And here again, with Jones playing the ball in, Pule being free inside the box, it falls very, very nicely for Magidi there.
What you like about this goal as well, Magidi is the one who steals the ball initially, and then finds himself in the box to make the finish.
It's a job of a striker that disrupts the build-up. He's patient in his build-up, and he steals the ball. That's the beauty of it. He didn't defend to kick the ball away, win the ball, retrieve possession so that we can go forward. So that pass forward to Lungu. And he also goes into the box. That's the striker we are talking about. Upule being able to bring the ball back, for me, that's incredible.
Shorty, let's just talk about Deco now, because this goal, imkwatisile. We throw in, throw in.
Bruh, the thing is, look at where the throw-in is, and that always goes back and results into a goal. That should be disappointing. And of course, Shorty spoke about Jones, his speed as well becomes a problem. Pule finds himself, of course, with the back pass that was meant to play to the goalkeeper. Pule intercepts it and put it in the back of the net. But these are type of goals that you can't be conceding in the PSL. If you really, really want to survive, you really want to fight for honors, you can't be conceding goals from a throw-in, especially that far.
Kampani just kicks it forward, chases, and then Omar Komara, oh my goodness, he looks to give a back pass that is intercepted. Centre back, why? What are you doing here?
Why do you want to play easy, play safe? And then we'll regroup and come back. Because so there's three elements that they did wrong. They did not win the ball up high in the opponent's half. They didn't win the second ball. They didn't win the third ball. And you still win possession. Why don't you take it back? Also, the goalkeeper's positioning, where is he? He should be opening up to say, play it back to me so that I can clear the lines. So basic things they didn't get right.
For the new man in South African football in the Betway Premiership, Komara, there's a lot of lessons to be learned there, right? He's come from Moroccan football, a little bit in Cote d'Ivoire. Now he experiences what we all know. The PSL is much faster than anywhere you've been.
It is much faster, and what a way to introduce himself into the PSL rather with this game as well. And for me, now that's when you like the experience of Shitola that now plays in the midfield, which has been commanding that regular position in the centre-back position. And those are important positions in football to be able not to tinker much around. But then again, he needs to learn a little bit quicker because football in South Africa is very quick.
Is there a way back for Golden Arrows?
There is a way back. Don't overplay at the back. Send it forward wide, especially because Abo Phillips Bavulile played wide as quickly as you can and then make the passes forward as quickly as possible. Because Abo Sibia needs to come in, who is a ball player in that midfield. I don't know why the coach didn't start with him. Maybe that's something
that you were surprised by, Shorty. When you looked at that starting lineup, you feel that Sibia is the heart and soul of this team?
He's the heart and soul of that team. Also, Ngubeko Dlamini, Esbonelo Cele, those are the players that have the muscle memory of the Golden Arrows. They know how to piece passes together and play going forward.
So for you, the first thing you would be doing is Sibia on?
Yes, put Sibia on, drop Shitolo to centre back because he marshals, he commands, he doesn't take risks, and also because he gave me
Is it over?
For Arrows, no, there's still time because it's an open game, but yet you need to have right players on the pitch to give yourself an opportunity to come back into the game. The Sibia becomes such an important player.
Look at this, guys. This is what's been as impressive as 1Siwelele's debut game in the Betway Premiership. It's the support. I mean, surely it's part of why they are 2-0 up.
The last time Arrows idlala kwi crowd nje umanqoba mnqithi makawini MTN8 so mela sijwayele
Bloem is an absolute party. We're going to a break. We'll be back with more of the action. Let's see if Arrows can get back into it, or will that support push 1Siwelele to even more goals in the second 45?
Are you ready?
Yes, Dad.
Happy birthday. Cheese.
It's more than a meal.
You ready, Nana?
It's living with a taste for life.
Insurance is all about saving you cash on your car insurance. But what if they don't? Well, you still get something out. Yep, you can ask for 500 Rand cash in your bank account just like that. But listen to this, if you don't save and you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years, you can ask for 1,500 Rand cash. Do it now, you just can't lose.
Go to outsurance.co.za for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands.
Okay, so you think you know golf. Who's the last South African golfer to win a major?
Not just the boys club, eh?
Ouch! She has what it takes, and it takes her to be a hero. Supersport, here for her.
Slate 10, take 2.
A real world champion is the one that focuses more on changing other people's life, that actually is disciplined and know what they want. A real world champion is the one that is actually trying to make the world a better place, drawing people into the right direction, drawing kids into the right direction, and the one who's doing good to the people.
You never quite know what you're going to get. The stakes are high. They don't come much more fiercely contested than this.
The Premier League on the world's best football package. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Kia.
Immerse yourself in a world of opulence and indulge in the art of luxury. Rich and smooth, elegant and sophisticated. Its depth and complexity is unmatched, creating an unforgettable experience. Crafted in the heart of France, an embodiment of excellence. Voted best cognac in the world, the Cognac Masters London. Honor cognac above all else. Introducing the new Honor VSOP Platinum Cognac, an internationally award-winning icon of French luxury. Crafted from the world's finest cognacs, this luxurious blend is aged for years in French limousine oak casks, resulting in the ultimate VSOP. Honor VSOP Platinum. Taste the legacy.
And a start worthy of the wait, but they still have to wait to get the job done under the weight of pressure from the expectant 1Siwelele FC fans. We are back in the City of the Roses, and 1Siwelele are back as well. Reloaded, revamped, and reinvigorated. Speaking of how about a rejigging for Golden Arrows? We are told it's a triple sub to follow. Temba Manchiane Nduduzo Mhlongo and Thokozani Khumalo to make way for Sibonelo Cele, as well as a debut for 23-year-old striker Jerome Carlos. Yeah, he is in picture, the former Downs man, really dangerous player. And it's been a day for the young strikers with Siviwe Makitikidi bagging the goal, or the game's first goal, followed by man from Kwakwa, Vincent Pule, with the second. And that's where we stand at the resumption of this game. Enter Carlos, Dlamini and Cele. They're going to be the three musketeers. They're going to change the fortunes of Golden Arrows. Alongside me is Amanda Toki Dlamini. Triple sub, that tells you a lot about what he thought about the first half from his team, Mangoba Mnuti.
Yeah, and I think we spoke about it in the first half that maybe Golden Arrows are just really finding it a little bit difficult to get their blueprint out and see what it is that they'll be working on. And it also speaks to the combinations that you want to work with in the team. 3 subs is expected. I didn't think they'd make them at the same time, but I think Dlamini, definitely one of those players who can really find that balance in midfield. Very strong, one of those players that break down the attack from the position. But of course, the likes of Tele and Carlos are a bit more offensive, maybe looking for runners, especially in the final third.
It was interestingly facing the 14th different newly promoted team in the top flight. When they face 1Siwelele, you can say newly promoted, you know what I mean? It's a new version of pretty much an old team, but still it's something new. Playing against a new side, the 29th time since the 2015-16 season. And I mentioned the most important stat. In the last 3 seasons, they've only lost once in an opening day fixture. Moralo appended them. I want to ask you a question. If you are the Olosiema, perfect start, but it's only a start. It's more importantly how you finish. How do they finish the job in the second half?
Yep, we spoke about game management, and it's a term loosely used, especially in football, but this comes into play. You are in control, two goals up. You should be really showing a little bit signs of control, how they dictate the tempo, how they dictate terms in that midfield. The likes of Moralo especially.
Bakila, oh, and a big shot, big save as well from the over, picking up where they left off. Bule involved yet again. He loves life against Golden Arrows. The goal he scored was his second in 8 appearance against this particular foe. 2 almost turned to 3. And for 1Siwelele FC, beautiful combination play between Pule and Makitikiti.
Yeah, very slick. Pule, who enjoys playing in those tight spaces. Very nippy as well, a beautiful back heel to try and set up Makitikiti.
First half, Kampani Lungu stood head and shoulders of anybody. Created 3 chances in this encounter in the first half. A lot of work to do now for Mangoba Mnuti's side. Let's see if triple change will bring some change. Bit of a slip for Siandan Kovu. Looks to play in, never willing Tlantlaswane. Referee Chobela. By the way, there was a penalty shout in the first half after Lungu had got in behind the defense, and on second look, I think Lungu got booked, by the way, for simulation.
Yep.
But it was a penalty missed by referee Chobela.
I think we both agree on that. Late tackle behind, coming from behind on Lungu. And I thought Lungu really tried his best to make sure that he stayed on his feet. And of course, the momentum and the tackle just causing one of those moments for the referee to think that it was a simulation. But to be honest, I thought that was a penalty.
So much for being encouraged to stay on your feet to get a yellow card when you do try it. Food for thought for you. 1Siwelele, the first team to lead 2-0 at half time in the 2025-26 Betway Premiership season. Good omens?
Yep.
The kit is green. Let's pick it up from the free kick. They were very good at these free kicks. Oh, and it swings in! It just swivels in from the back. And they hit back. As I said, how pinpoint they've been. It's Keenan Phillips, of all players. They wouldn't have cared who he came from. They just needed something. And they found it in that guy, Keenan Phillips. 2-1.
Very fortuitous touch indeed for Golden Arrows. Off the shoulder even from Phillips. But I think 1Siwelele FC just really caught napping, haven't really organized their lines. Golden Arrows take full advantage.
It had been coming. There have been warning signs. They tried that free kick routine twice in the first half, with Kumalo going for Temba Manchian at the back post. Manchian is off. And guess who was standing there in his position? Keenan Phillips. I don't know how much he knew about it. But as soon as I was speaking about green, I want the rubber of the green bounced off of him as accurately as it could be and looped in.
Just a lapse of concentration indeed from 1Siwelele FC. Just when we spoke about game management and really just trying to control things, be a little bit more assertive. And golden arrows from a set piece really punish them.
Arrows won the opening match last season against Stellenbosch. That was on the 18th of September. Siandam Tanti and Lungelo Guse scored for them. Bushem Kwanazi. Bloom, born and bred, 35 years of age. Last played a top flight game back in 2021 in a 2-1 loss. Signed from Highbury FC this month. Sibia being called upon. There's 3 turns to 4 subs. He wants more. Dutuzo Sibia into. Maybe for Sianan Kovu. In fact, for Pilani Kumalo. So a debut that has lasted just under an hour for young Pilani Kumalo, and he hands over to an old head in Dutuzo Sibia. Real stalwart of this Golden Arrows side, and he can produce on his day. I think his biggest problem over the course of his career has been that consistency, undoubtable talent. But it's about consistently showing their talent.
Yeah, and I think one of the leaders for Golden Arrows, you expect Dutuzo Sibia to be one of those players who you cannot miss in the starting 11. But of course, this is a perfect time to introduce him. They won't go up now, and he's one guy who can really enjoy those 1v1 moments and create something out of nothing.
230 appearances and up for him, for the 30-year-old Sibia. Yes, Makiti Kiti became the first man to score a goal in a new banner of 1Siwelele FC. That will be a historical moment for the young striker. The way Dutuzo Sibia played 27 games in the league last season and a 4-goal contribution. That's 3 goals and 1 assist. Played 29 across all comps. Today's match, 230 for him. Speaks to that point you raise about one of the go-to veterans, if you can call him that.
He's never moved. He's always played at Golden Arrows.
Yeah, I remember in the year 25, he was involved in Golden Arrows' MDC side. Likes of the other Sibia. Rapo. Swiveling cross there. Near post run. Ndlovu with the acrobatics. And feeding the ball will return back in due time. Oh gosh, does not waste time at all. It's a tricky one to handle for Shitolo. Now with the Zambian Lungu, created the most chances of any of the 22 players on the pitch in the first half.
Yeah, it's about those box entries, and that's where Lungu can hurt you in that final third. Almost created an opportunity out of that penalty shout, but he's one of those players that you really want to see with those contributions, especially in the final third.
Picked up a little tweet from Chimedi saying the guy with the frontal 1Siwelele is a baller. He fell into Kampani Lungu. And I love South African fans. It's a Rapo will take 2. In and around the penalty spot. You should spot a few fair numbers. That's where he goes. Kitty on the money.
1Siwelele fans. A perfect header, perfect delivery from Rapol. He rises up the best. Very calmly slots that one away, giving goalkeeper Moavu no chance.
No chance for the Namibian. All 1.92 meters of him flapping at flies. Makitikiri was off. Mutibeng, Mutswarenko. He is one with the fans, and he is one of them. 20 years of age and announcing himself on the big stage, or re-announcing himself, so to speak, for Putmatawa. I think Lukono Siama's going to love working with him.
And I think in a league where we're always looking at what strikers are capable of delivering, I think he's certainly giving a good shout for himself. The likes of Radiopane, Orlando Pirates, young strikers coming in the fore.
Jerome Carlson just stepped into the pitch as well. Makitikiti, surely not the hat-trick! Makitikiti! Not yet. Not yet. But that was close.
It's those runs that he makes, the passes that are being played onto him. He almost just has that composure to run onto the passes, breaking that line once again. The three centre-backs, the likes of Shitolo, who spoke about the speed, just not having the composure this time around, doing everything so right, just missing the target.
Here's one for you, Amanda, and for you at home. Played 15 games in all competitions last season for SuperSport United, 13 in the league and 2 in the Napen Cup. He didn't score, only contributed 1 assist. Opening day of the Betway Premiership, he's got 2 in 1 game.
The brace, the potential hat-trick.
Almost a hat-trick. And potential man of the match as well. Like he never left. Well, he didn't, to be fair. He just came and got a stern welcome. Sponello Trele.
Trele, by the way, who came in for Manchiane. The coach just really trying to sort out that problem of the 1v1 situations that were really being implemented on this right-hand side. Hopefully, Trele can curb the danger.
Conceded 32 goals last season in 28 games at Golden Arrows. He's conceded 3 in 1 game. Seems as if there's plenty of work to be done, By the way, the highest scoring game of the weekend, aren't we so lucky? There we go, have a look at that. Whom you see on screen there. Kinosi Isaacs, the winner of the Spony set Betway competition, winning a cool 10,000 rand, which could have been 30, but you didn't have the Betway app. Treat yourself. Treat yourself, I'll say to you. Don't cheat yourself. 10,000 rand richer though. Development.
She looks gorgeous.
She does. Happy woman's mouth. On that note, the phones are out. Why not? The network is working. They are connecting. Makitikiti, Pule, Saile, Lungu, and the fans all one. And if this is what the rest of the season promises to be, I'll say those two HQ send me down here anytime. That's what the party's gonna be like. It's outstanding to watch, really.
Yep, now it's all for the team or the players to make sure that they give the consistency. And I think for any team that will be traveling to Bloem, they are certainly going to feel the magic of the fans.
Well, after just over an hour of play, it is 3-1Siwelele FC and 1 Golden Arrows. They did draw one back through defender Keenan Phillips from a free kick, but Sive Makitikiti scored a second, almost made it a third as well, and it's where we stand. Vincent Pule as well added to the number. There is the aforementioned Pule, born out of Kwakwa, which is what, 4 hours away from here? So another one, I think it's personal for him. He's playing for the Free State and looking to free himself from the shackles of last season, the scars of last season. Touched by Makitikiti. Pule looks to return it. Still with Makitikiti. Leaves it for Pule. Referee blows the whistle. Says it would not count. They got in each other's way. I think there was for an offside there.
Yeah, the referee just spoiling the party. But yeah, rightfully so, an offside. Makitikiti certainly picking up that second ball after Shitolo made contact. Miles offside. But how unpredictable is Makitikiti? When you expect him to run, gives you that one touch.
Little touch and then rolls you.
Yeah, when there's no touch, he loves to hold on to the ball as well.
There he is, 20 years of age, and with the world and the ball at his feet, or was at his feet anyway. Siviwe Makitikiti, another one that was groomed in the school of hard knocks, Super Sports United's academy. Came through there, played under Roscoe Grayling, who was the head coach of the DDC side. And they're now reaping the benefits. The 1Siwelele FC are the ones reaping the benefits.
I think if he can carry on playing with such fearlessness, I think he'll be really one of those danger men to mark.
I wonder if this is the year of the young strikers. Shaping up to be Utumela Radopani at Pirates, Jerome Carras at Golden Arrows, Siviwe Makitikiti at 1Siwelele FC, and Lambutuma at Sundowns as well.
Yeah. Pirates.
Pirates, I beg your pardon. It might really be the year of the young strikers. We've been crying out for them for a very long time. No better place than the present. There's no better place than the Dr. Petrus Manamana Stadium right now. I'll tell you that for free. And this, well, it looks like if the game continues as is, to be Arrows' second loss in the last 4 opening day games. Just gonna keep it in. 10 seasons since their promotion back to the Premiership in 25 for Bafana Bastende. Arrows have managed 5 opening day wins. They've 3 defeats and drawn 2 games. Nico Moby is about to become the first subtraction from the starting 11. Bogiso Sanoka is a man to take his spot, we are told. More experience off the bench. Makitikiti is on mark there. Maybe he was the decoy. Fooled everybody in the end. And Sanoka stepped off and ready to add to this game and add to the defense of potential opening day win for 1Siwelele. He is very decorated centre-back. Now it's Sanoka, Kwanazi in the bend. We've got a natural centre-back in that back 3 alongside another natural centre-back in Kwanazi and in Ndebele on the left. What you make of a substitution, Toki? Kind of dispossessed, but illegally so by Saile. So a very quiet game, Christian Saile.
I think a very interesting move from Coach Siema. Saile just forced to track back here. That 1v1 battle against Tukele, losing out, funny enough. But yeah, very interesting with that centre-back positioning, especially with the introduction of Sanuka. You don't know whether they're going to play 3 centre-backs, maybe a little bit lopsided, pushing a rapport forward. But of course, they are 3 to the good. They really want to go and maybe sit at 4. So we're going to see how it is that Sanuka plays, maybe in that right-back position.
Former Tix Galaxy man joined SuperSport United. Thereafter, he's now part of the moving party with 1Siwelele FC. They crossed there. That been one aspect of the game that's not been disappointing. Sonoka, last season was part of a defense that was under the cosh, what looked like week in, week out. Played 18 games in the league, just the 1,310 minutes of league football. 21 games across all competitions for the 33-year-old Sanoka. Push that last 15 minutes as well, Amanda. That's going to be an interesting one. Buckle up. That pass is diabolical. Just hasn't clicked into gear in that second half, or maybe that third goal from Makitigiri just knocked the stuffing out of them.
Yeah, I totally agree, Tamba. But still, I think Golden Arrows that is yet to find their footing in the league. And maybe this will be a good indication for Coach Mangova and the technical team to see the areas that they could be working on and certainly find some positives out of this match.
Arrows' record against new teams in the league, played 28 times since the year 2015-16. Won 13 of those encounters and drawn 9 and lost 6, so they don't lose very often to new teams. But perhaps this is a new problem for them today. That's much better pass from Zwane, attempted curler from Untu. Disappointed in the end. Good idea though to do so. Sibia. They haven't got Jerome Carasa into the game at all. He has not touched the ball since coming on.
And I think it's all the work for the midfielders to really try and locate where he is. The telepathy and when to run and when to come a little bit short. And those are some of the things I guess we're yet to see from the Golden Arrows. We saw the intricate passing, good movements when they play those combination plays, and that's really part of their identity. Hopefully they can really work on those combinations.
Carlos picked up from Holt Bay United. Golden Arrows having seen prodigious talent in him. Another minute would have remembered him during his time at Sundowns, and he trained with the first team. Well, he started cramping early on, but he soldiered on for quite some time. He's done a lot of running as the 20-year-old Sivio Makitikiti. But I think Putmatawa is starting to run on a 0 in terms of the fuel. But what a day for him. The first one, he produces the pressure there. And then Lungu assists by seeing the whole full picture. Pule thought he would have scored, but it was like any good striker following up Doki. The second one was also a thing of beauty.
I think for his age already, you can see in the first half that he was running really hard, and I guess the instruction from the coach as well, put in that high press, let's set the traps and force them into those errors. But it's just his movements in and around that area, the work rate, but also the positioning is very equally important for a striker.
We got another similar striker on the bench in Tabang Mahlangu. There was a nice rivalry building between them during the SuperSport days. I remember speaking to Tabang Mahlangu before a festival weekend, and I said, Sivio Makitikiti scoring in Kitikitis every week. He's banging goals. What are you going to do, sir? And he said, in his very vile nature, he said, so there's nice rivalry and squad competition in the 1Siwelele FC attack.
Yeah, I guess those are the hidden cards from Coach Siema, who can really unleash them at any moment. Maybe we would call them the bomb squad.
A lot of bomb squads going around these days. One in Manchester as well lately. But you know what? The bomb squad will always be the Springboks. Lalake comes on for the last attack. Crucial last 15-minute period. Looks as if he's on for Severe Makitiki. No hat-trick for him. It was close, but no cigar there. So, Saina will go through the middle. Bula from the right and Lamontville from the left. That's still a very good front line, by the way. On the attack on this right-hand side, Bule. Still Vincent Bule. Clear for now. I think Lalake is another player as well that just possibly needs a little starter to his career again. You know, when your battery's out and you just need jumper cables, I think he needs a bit of that at the tender age of 33. Saile sailing over from Saile. Closest we've seen from him.
Closest we've seen from him. Hasn't really enjoyed the gateway or the pathways in the wide areas. And I think Golden Arrows did really do their study on him to really try and close those channels. Now he's playing in a much more central position. A lot's going to be expected from him. A good chance at that, but the spaces are going to be much smaller for him to operate.
Did you know, Doki, that Lalake is approaching 400 pro caps? He's sitting on 397 today now. Spread across different teams, of course. Cape Town City Sundowns. This is 300th league game.
Yeah, talk about long-serving members in the league. I think Lalake, a great player indeed, a sweet left foot. He's contributed immensely over the clubs that he's played for. And it's always just about environment for him. Once he finds himself in an environment that really can get those skills out of him, get the best out of him, sort of those players that certainly can deliver where set pieces are concerned and probably assists. And I think 1Siwelele FC will give him an opportunity to really work on the fans as well. The fans are just magical, and every player loves to play, you know, on a packed stadium.
And he would know the feeling of playing in front of this particular fan base. 109 caps he had for Bloom Celtic, scoring 7 times and 13 assists. His most prolific season by the numbers was, or his stay, is when he was with Sundowns. 162 appearances he amassed, 13 goals and 26 assists. Longevity, man, that's really impressive. Still only 33, probably got another 2 to 3 years in the top flight. Saile over the top. That's a great ball there for him. They've shown willingness to run behind this Arrows defense, but also Arrows has left a gap big enough for them to exploit on most of this game. Saile toying with the Arrows defense. Still Saile. Moralo. Pule. So let's go back and relax, gents. Big switch from Samoka. Lalake loses it in the night sky of Bloom. Not Keenan Phillips. St. Pool is about to be taken off. Kenan Aya is his potential replacement. Chape Moralo as well is going to make way for Thabo Makele. Really using his bench is Lefano Siena. Foul goes against Now Rapo. foul, in fact, was just before that. Man, not holding back at all there, the under 20 international rapport. Get ball gun need. Now with Vorian Umar Kumara. And some corners, he looks as if he will finish the game. What a return for the 35-year-old. Oh, a slip. Lungu. Oh, recovery. Tackle from Zwane. Where did he get the energy? That's what she's asking. Where did he appear from?
Good work rate from Zwane. Having to chase a Kampani Lungu, not only is that difficult, but also getting a spot-on tackle. The challenge, I thought, for me, did really well to recover.
Ilanga 2.0 is down. If you know, you know. You really got a tune out of him, Sean Olosiem. That's one thing, I think that's a credit to his coaching style. A lot of the teams that he gets his hands on, they run for him. I mean, he turned the careers of Kileto Makalwa around, Sipombule. Then they were almost forgotten. And he got them in a very good position to attack CAF Confederation competition positions.
Yeah, and I think that was our conversation, whether they'd go the super sport way of the 4-4-2 or will they adapt to the coach in 4-3-3. That's what we've seen now in the second half, Coach Siema's identity and blueprint.
Aya as well as Makele to come on for 1Siwelele and Moralo and Pule. Arrows will also call upon Sazikumbi to play the remainder of this match. There's Aya, midfielder by trade, so a like-for-like sum. Now for Sean Olosiem. Cross that is booted away by Keenan Phillips, and then you see his frustration. See, he's ready already for Movember. That stance is pretty impressive. Right, making way, Captain Gladwin Shitolo. His 202nd league appearance. 224th all around for his beloved Bafana best 10 there. He's off now.
A big call there for Coach Manova to sub Shitolo.
I think it sends a message as well. Yeah. It's closer to the ball boy there than anything. Into the last 11 minutes. They were up. He deserves a goal as well. I don't think he's been as potent from the left-hand side in the second half, but he hasn't had to. When once Kitty did the job up top, I think it was all about that beautiful word that you mentioned, game management.
I think we're seeing glimpses of that from 1Siwelele FC. When Golden Arrows are in possession of the ball, they now have the ability to give you better defensive organization, just getting back into those defensive blocks and just remaining a little bit compact.
To see out the rest of the game in that midfield for the home side will be Aya and Okwane. 25-year-old running midfielder who did have stints as well overseas. Will Gante with acrobatic Mukalawan. So from my generation, from Mkwanazi, and he is. Played football in Denmark, as well as the most famed academy out in Ghana, Right to Dream, like in 2018. And 49th appearance of his still very young career. And still 3-1 entering the last 10 minutes of the game. Golden Arrows, if they're going to strike, they need to strike now on Monday. Otherwise, it ain't happening.
Yeah, certainly going to be a tough one for them to get that goal. They haven't really looked threatening in open play. Just the attempts, the build-up as well. Haven't really seen the coordinated efforts into really trying to progressively get into the opposition's half. It's just really been individual work in certain moments. But yeah, so I'm certain that they're going to find their groove. This is Golden Arrows.
Look, he certainly talked the talk, that Mangoba Ngweti. Pre-match, but his team have not walked the walk at all. Not backed it up. And it's game 1. 20 plus, still to come. There's still a lot that can happen. Here's Zwane. He's been one of the better players today on show for this tender nation. With Ayana Chiani. Phillips can't keep control of the ball. Again, Amanda raised it. Jerome Carlos, the 23-year-old, he's not touched the ball once in the opposition half, never mind box.
It seems to be a little bit difficult. This is for Golden Arrows to bridge that midfield of 1Siwelele, very compact. And if it is they want to get behind the defense, they choose to always find the outlets on the wide areas. Now getting the crosses as well, we haven't seen that many crosses from a Golden Arrow, so Carlos is definitely going to be isolated up front.
And I can tell you, Amanda, this kid can play. This kid can score goals as well. Versatile, can play from the left and the right, but his best position is through the middle. That's why I think Mangoba made a call to Claude Cope and said, get me Jerome Carlos, so please, as a belief.
Yep, then they need to complement him.
They need to complement him. They need to find what his strengths are and play to those strengths. And it's easier said than done. Sure, Ryan Moon as well playing for his new side. And Amazulu against Stellenbosch in the MTN 8, and he struggled. He played about just over a half of football and was subbed. I thought, here's a guy who knows the league and his experience, but he doesn't automatically slot in.
It does really take a while for players, and I mean especially strikers, to settle in those new roles in the new team, because most of the time you're still struggling to find the identity, let alone your teammates trying to find or read how you are playing. And most of the times strikers are the ones that need to be the first point of reference if it is that you're going on attack, but modern football dictates that you go out wide as a point of reference, so it becomes really difficult for strikers. You have to play the patient game, you have to really wait and try not to switch off the game.
Speaking of patience, there's not much left of this game, so let's take in the environment. Here's the 1Siwelele fans, like you've never heard them. There we go. An ensemble, hit after hit from the stands. Sail is all smiles. He's finding it quite entertaining, and you can see he's enjoying his work despite the fact he hasn't had the chances. Tells you it's a good spirit in the camp. How does one groom a good spirit, and then keep it? With so many different individuals and personalities that a coach has to work with day in, day out. Carlos almost toe-poked it in there. Into that, how do you keep the kumbaya going? Saile keeps it flowing, never mind going. Saile right in front of the fans. That's where exactly where he wants to be. Looks over the shoulder quickly to scan the periphery. Thabo Makele claims of a handball. Aya loses out. Now with Zwane, I think they've tweaked his position as well in the second half. He was playing more central the last of the midfielders, but he's playing more left midfield for the majority of the second half. 5 before regulation time is up. I don't think we'll have too much stoppage time. Saile, look at the gaps appearing. Here comes the Neo Rapo. Ronaldo, still full of stamina, and then a wondrous ball that just sees it ease away from Kampani Lung, almost teases him, says, catch me if you can.
Yeah, lots of defensive errors from Golden Arrows. 1Siwelele FC just finding the loopholes. This time around, Gumbi was introduced in the second half, one of the centre-backs. Just seems to be drifting a lot more in that midfield, and as soon as he drops into that midfield, they knock the ball where he's coming from.
Is it worth asking who's your man in the match, by the way? Kind of obvious.
Yeah. But Matao.
Right, I put it on the money man. I was a petty man, I put it on Matawa. I hope you caught that one. Gianni. Pele. Looks for options, that's Omar Kumara. Welcome to South African football. A rude awakening for the Ivorian. One over Bukaka out in Ivory Coast. His first season, the top flight of South Africa. Someone is down. It's Sanoka. Usually he's the one who's dishing out the pain. If looks could kill. What does that face tell you, Amanda?
No comment.
On the other side of the road is the Colonel Siema. Yapping away in the ear of the fourth official, Murisa Moretti. Not quite sure why his team is winning. Can't find a way through. Mukwan has been solid. That looked slightly dangerous there. Offside. And I am not shocked at that sort of sequences events. Him being too eager to break the line, and then even the finish, look at that, he was beyond offside.
Beyond offside indeed. But the timing of that back four as well from 1Siwelele Mkwanaz, once again showing his experience, just choosing the right moment to step forward. And the young also just exposed.
I'm very shocked that Buhle Mkwanazi is going to play the whole full 90. I thought they would have probably used him for about 65, maybe 70 minutes. Hey, jump Atoti. Shows you how fit he is, how dedicated he is. One of the elder statesmen in the league, but none elder than Atlisang Batsi of Ovid College.
Yeah.
44, 45?
Yeah.
Funny one, we both celebrating a birthday on the same day, 27th September.
Legendary stuff, huh?
That's that sugar. Saile still all smiles. No one can wipe it off his face. But is there one more goal in this game? It'll be a very interesting end to the game if Golden Arrows are to score to make it 3-2, and then will be a nervy ending to the game. I wonder will the noise be as much as it is now in this stadium. 89 minutes, just over 89, approaching the full 90 now. And run by Dutuzo Sibia. Another one who hasn't inserted himself in the game. Who's played well for you for Golden Arrows? We'll get to that. Saile. Look at the amount of green grass. Saile needs to look up. Does eventually do so. Mukwane, not known for his goal scoring, and that's why. He's more of a destroyer than a creator of memorable attacking moments. Oh, Sema parking instructions. He wants the 3 points. Again, he's got a point to prove to the rest of the league and the chairmans in various clubs that left Sekhukhune United. Maybe not the way in which he would have wanted, but I'm good enough.
Yeah, and I mean, tracking Coach Siema's progress as well in the league with the different institutions he's been part of. You can almost see that he's one of those coaches that love to play in enterprising football, very entertaining, dynamic players as well on the ball, but also quite efficient in knowing exactly what to expect from his players. But I think in that instance, it's what we've been saying. They need to show some absolute discipline of control. If it is that they're going to face some of the top teams in the league, they have to make sure that they show that tactical maturity.
Speaking of playing the top teams in the league, the rest of the league will be watching very keenly. The next play on the 12th of August against Orbit College. But it's an away trip. That's going to be a spicy one. The two newbies, so to speak. And then it's followed by a home tie against Polokwane City on the 19th of this month. Question for you, having opened sort of the textbook as was to come in future tests, college as well as Rise and Shine, how many points can they get in opening three, Amanda?
Keepers. Polokwane City, I saw in the cup competition, a team that still needs to dig a little bit deep. Last season they started off really well. I think for Orbit College, I want to say maybe 6 out of 9 in the first 3 games.
I could see it happen as well. Because despite them being a new team, quote unquote, they know how to play in the top flight, not as much as Orbit College. And they could use that experience, the guy of Pule, who looks reinvigorated this season. Makitikiti is shaping up to him a very good season with the way he started. And you still have Sanoka, who didn't start the game. Butlem Kwanazi, who was full of verve and fire to prove a point that he still got it at the age of 35. So it's a beautiful melting pot, and the World of Champions is going to be here minute by minute, blow by blow, with the pulse of it all. Arrows next home in a KZN derby against Richards Bay. We never ending KZN derbies in the league. Durban City is up next. That continues my never-ending theme. Where do you see them going from there after today's potential loss? Heavy touch by Ndu.
Another difficult encounter against Richards Bay, who I thought finished the season very strong. But maybe fancy their chances against Durban City.
Durban City, the winners of the NFD. Very capable attacking force as well. 2 Golden Arrows players down. Keenan Phillips away from what you see now. Here we go. Still full of fire and passion. Kill off the game. Kill off the game. Yeah, Rapo then goes down after.
Now he's back up on his feet.
Now he's back up on his feet. Just one more minute. Not yet. Where is they going to do something? They need something now. Yes, 1-0. That would have been special. But the game is finished. 1Siwelele FC special night, and Golden Arrows were not invited to the party while they were otherwise got it out very quickly. Severe Makitikiti with the brace. Now a Rapo boss that left-hand side, showing that he's one for the future, continuing his good form from the AFCON under-20. Man, Lake came on in the second half. We saw a revamped front three of Saile, Lake, as well as Kampani Lungu. Special mention as well to Lungu. He was amazing in that first half. And so much work ethic building up, and he let it out in the best way possible on the pitch and on the opponents. For the aforementioned opponents, it's back to Etegwini. Not being the way they would have wanted to start. It will hurt. Keenan Phillips, though, did get one back from a free kick, as Coach Mangoba Mngeti spoke of a very entertaining blueprint, but the blueprint clearly needs working. The project It's exactly the project and the process. They'll have to go back to the drawing board. Today is not their day. Their next focus is Richards Bay, while 1Siwelele FC will celebrate, taking the moment and then start to plan for Albert College up next. But in the end, it was a special night out here at the Dr. Monamela Stadium. And one to remember, the first goal scored ever under the new banner of 1Siwelele FC, courtesy of a 20-year-old Siviwe Makitikiti. Remember that name. I think we're going to be hearing it a few times this season. But it was a very good game. Buke Mkwanazi, let's not forget him. A beautiful return and a beautiful story for the 35-year-old former Bloom Celtic icon. Well, I'll tell you what, he's still an icon. If he can produce such performances, Vincent Pule as well, he will be happy to be back in Freestata. His combination play on Makitikiti was mouth-watering at times. Don't forget, for you fans at home, we've got the Sponies Betway Premiership campaign going on with Kinosi Isaacs winning today. You could be next